Hi, this is Joy Robertson. As many of you know, I love food. I love finding new restaurants. I love trying new dishes. And most of all, I love talking to the many great restaurateurs and entrepreneurs we have here in the Ozarks and beyond. I love hearing their stories, and that's what this podcast is all about, learning more about them and their journey. So join me as we savor the Ozarks. This episode is brought to you by Arctic Food Equipment. Okay, what is your favorite item, your favorite flavor at Andy's? Okay, we don't have time for that today. We could go all day for your favorite flavor. I am here to talk about the origin of Andy's frozen custard with the woman who started it all. Carol Kuntz began this business with her husband many years ago, and I've heard stories, Carol, over the years. I don't know where it started exactly, what got you into custard. That's what we're going to go into. Thank you for taking time to talk to me today. How did you start this? By the way, Andy is not here. For those of you wanting to hear Andy, he's out running Andy's. He's a busy guy. How did it start, Carol?
It started, I have always loved ice cream. I grew up with ice cream, and I grew up on a farm, and we would go to the creamery, and we would get this 5-gallon aluminum, a tin, I guess it was tin bucket of custard, or ice cream. And we would take it and put it in the freezer, and when it was gone, we would take the bucket back and get another one. And so I've always loved it. And we were living at Lake of the Ozarks, and we met this wonderful family, Leon and Doris Snyder. And he had a custard store in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that he started in 1942. And we finally, we talked about it. It was, my husband was selling land. He was a land developer. And before that, when we lived in Kansas City, he sold cars. He had no desire to go in the food business. We had never been in the food business. And he's like, ice cream, we will starve to death selling ice cream. But I was so interested, and so Leon took us to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to Leon's, which is still there. You can still go there. And it was just so cool. It was just something I wanted to do. And so we finally got our ducks in a row, and we did it. We started at Lake of the Ozarks.
Okay, so you started at Lake of the Ozarks. I think people think it started here in Springfield, but it started at the lake, and it all happened at a happenstance meeting at Tantera is what started this. Crazy.
Yes, we became friends with the Snyders, and that's what he did. He was in that business all of his life. And so, so we started our little thing on the end of a strip mall at Lake of the Ozarks, and then it was so successful, we kind of decided maybe we wanted more, and so we came to Springfield, and we looked for property. I probably shouldn't say this, but when we first came here, no one would give us the time of day. When the realtors, they were like, you want a freestanding building selling ice cream? Are you crazy? That'll never work. And so John and I had to find this property, and we were lucky to find this piece of property on Sunshine. And we were able, the lady would not sell it. Her name was Joyce Whitehead, a wonderful, wonderful person. And she would let us build a building on it, and we would lease the property from her. And so we went to the bank with this idea, and they let us do it. And so that's how it started.
So you built the one, I want to back up a second. You built the one at the lake.
Yes.
And you called it Andy's because?
Yes. Because that was our son. He was, Andy was in college at the time, and we thought Andy's sounded better than John or Carol. And so we were the ones that named him, so we thought that was cool.
I don't know if it's because of your jingle, the Andy's makes it fun to be a kid for a while, or if it just seems, Andy seems like a youthful name.
Yeah.
It seems like a fun name, and it seems almost like it just has kind of a childlike, happy quality to it. Yes. Maybe that's why you named him Andy.
I guess so, and that's who he is. He's the most wonderful person you'll ever meet. He's a very cool guy.
He is a very very cool guy. Yes. I really think the world of him. So you guys started this at the lake, and you won John over, who was saying, "Are you nuts? Have you lost your mind?" Yeah. Now, were you living at the lake at the time?
Yes, we were living at the lake, and we had developed a couple of pieces of property and sold lots. So that's what we were doing at the lake.
Okay. All right. So you open this custard stand, and first of all, there's ice cream and there's custard. Yes. Can you explain the difference?
Our product, it's made with a different machine. It's a different machine, and it doesn't put the air in it like ice cream does. Okay. And ours is very natural, and it does have egg yolks or some type of dried eggs or something in it, but it's more creamy, and because it doesn't have the air, it's not as light, and it's just smoother and creamier.
I think I read that it's a slower churn, so to keep the air out of it.
It probably is. It doesn't put the air in it, and ours is very natural. We don't have stabilizers, and that's why it doesn't melt. It definitely makes a difference. But it's a very, very good product, and it's not as cold and that's why it does melt, because it doesn't have stabilizers, and it's not as cold as ice cream, because after you eat so much ice cream, it freezes your taste buds and you can't really taste it. And ours tastes good to the last spoon.
Scraping that cup the whole drive home, scraping the cup. How long did you operate your Andy's frozen custard at the lake before you decided to come here?
We did it 1 year. We were there 1 year, and then that fall we came to Springfield and started looking for property.
Okay, so you did it for 1 year. So something says to me it was a successful year, or you never would have tried to expand that.
Right, it was. Yes, it was. And that's why we did that. But yeah, we were happy to come to Springfield.
Did your friends from Wisconsin, did they sort of tutor you along the way as to how to do this?
Yes, Leon, I called him every day. When we opened it, Leon and Doris lived in Florida, Treasure Island, and they lived at Lake of the Ozarks. So he wasn't back from from Florida. He was still, it was winter, and we opened in March. And so I called him all the time, and then when he got to the lake, he would come up to the custard store. Yes, Leon, I hear him in my ear all the time, telling me what to do or what not to do. And I have to remind everybody that works for me that, no, you can't do it like this. Leon says we were to do it like this.
Okay, so you the way you tell it, you learned from the best.
Yes, I learned from the best, and I listened. I did what he told me to do. So, yeah.
All right, so you move this direction, you wind up in Springfield, and you open up an Andy's Frozen Custard. How did it go?
It was very popular. It was wonderful. It started off great, and we did a good job. And I don't know if we were there a year or 2 years, and we were looking for another property. We didn't expand very fast back in the old days because it was just kind of us, and Andy was still, he transferred to MSU, and then of course I think he went 2 years maybe, and he didn't finish because he wanted to work in the store. But we kind of didn't grow real fast. But we opened the second store, and I should have looked this up, but I didn't. On Campbell, that was our second store on Campbell. So. Yeah.
So it obviously went well because of look at the success you're in now, but people in and around Springfield took to frozen custard without a whole lot of backlash at all.
Yes, our customers are loyal, they're wonderful. Yes, they loved our product. That made us feel good.
Okay, so have you always had it seems like the root of it is the vanilla custard. Is that where it all starts? That's your base for everything, right?
Yes, the vanilla, yes. And we do have chocolate, and we do sell chocolate, and you can have the treats made with chocolate also. But the vanilla is what most people ask for. They want the vanilla.
What sort of what sort of flavors did you have when you first opened? Because I know you've expanded your menu tremendously, but did you always do like the concretes, the sundaes? What was your go-to sort of staple thing at the beginning?
Probably my husband invented the straw Anna. He was the one that sliced the bananas, and he invented the straw Anna. But we had hot fudge and caramel, and we had a tin roof. I don't know. People don't probably. It's chocolate syrup with Spanish peanuts, and that was always popular. But we always had the concretes, but we certainly didn't have all the flavors that we have now, and we certainly didn't have all of the seasonal things. That's kind of what we've done through the years. So.
Well, talk about that. So when you really started ramping it up with these different concretes, how did you come up with all of those? Like, does your family dream things up? Do you have employees that come up with ideas? How does that work?
Kind of everybody, and employees have ideas. They do things now in the store, with what we have that we don't really advertise, and I taste them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so good. But Andy is really good at it, and when we go places, when we travel, we hit every ice cream store there is. We hit every frozen dessert just to see what's going on out there. And so, you just kind of come up with these ideas when you see them. So that's kind of what we do.
Man, I would love to travel with you. That would be so much fun. I love the inventive nature of this, because you can go up to the window and order a custom something or other. Does that happen very often, or is it just me? Because I'm a big fan of cherries, and I love, is it the snow monster? But a lot of times I get it with cherries instead. Really good.
Yes. I like cherries also, and that is so good with the soft chocolate chip. Yes, you can have any kind of anything we have on there. You can put it together, whatever. And we do have a lot of people that do that. They come. People have their usual thing. A lot of them are customers. When we kind of know them, you almost know what they're going to order. So. Yeah.
It's almost like a good bartender. They know you. They know what you love. They know how you like your steak cooked, whatever. Anything in Andy's, in my opinion, is delicious, but I do want the pecans on top. I'm just going to say, those pecans are magical.
They are magical. We're very, very fortunate. We have a nice company that roast them for us, and yes, they're second to none. And you don't always see those at other places. So
they're perfect. They're perfect. They're salty. And I'm going to tell a story real quick. My former sister-in-law. Her name is Sandra, and I love and adore her. We all do. We would go to like the Tasty Freeze in Russellville, Arkansas, where I grew up. Remember the Tasty Freeze back in the day?
Yes, I did.
And she would, no joke, say to the poor young girl at the window, she'd say, I want a hot fudge sundae with no ice cream.
Oh, my.
Ever hear that?
No. Oh, how do I do that? Just give her the hot fudge and
a spoon. How can you not love a woman who wants just a cup of hot fudge? I always thought that was so funny, and so I'm tempted sometimes when I drive to Andy's to say, I want, whatever it is I want, and can you just go in the back and get like the 20-pound bag of pecans, please?
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. They are good.
Tell the pecan people I said that, and I always put mine on top because I don't want the salt to go away. I want a little saltiness. And I want them to maintain their crunch. I'm a weirdo like that. I'm a texture person. So I do remember coming to the window one time, and I was with somebody, and she said, I want such and such, but with pretzels. And I remember thinking, you can get pretzels? Mm-hmm. And then I looked at your ingredient list. I was amazed. Does it just still grow all the time?
Yes, it kind of does. We have so many specialties. In fact, we're having a little 2-day thing. When is it? The 13th and the 14th for Valentine's Day, and it's red velvet cake in a concrete.
I saw that on your app.
Did you? Okay, so we have a lot of people that work for us, and there's always somebody. Plus the fact that we also have bakeries that get a hold of us, and other people that want us to try their product in our product. So that happens too. But
I'll bet they do, and I don't blame them, because just about anything. Now, so was that, whose idea was it to put a whole slice of pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We've been selling that forever. I don't know how we started that. We just started it, and it just grew and grew and grew, and now it's like, oh my goodness, on the first day, the kids are baking 50 pies at every store. It's just insane, but I don't know how it happened, but it did. It happened. Somebody thought of it. Probably Andy. Andy is really good at coming up with all this good stuff. We had a 2-day cherry pie. It was the election. Did you get that?
I missed it. It
was so good. And you love cherries.
Yes.
I do too. I love cherries. That was really good. You would like to be able to do all these things at all times, but you have to keep in mind we have to bake these things. We make our brownies, we make our Casanova cookies, we bake the pies, and so it's like an all-day affair, So we can't have everything because it's too much. It's just,
well, when you said that just now, it didn't even dawn on me before, because I knew you put a slice of pie in it, but I don't remember. Maybe you told me this, that you bake the pies here. I don't drive up to Andy's and think about there being an oven going on the inside.
Yes, there's an oven going on. We have a wonderful baker in Chicago, and he makes the pie,
like the filling, maybe
the filling, and then they freeze it, and then they bring it down, and we get the pie crust, and we pour the filling in it, and we bake them. We bake everything, and I'm such a stickler, just like the brownies. They better not be a day old. We have to bake every day, and we usually get rid of everything. So our baked goods is very, very fresh. It's not like some ice cream shops where they don't bake them, and they're not as fresh, but ours is always fresh.
Well, if you need somebody to come pick up the leftover pie and brownies, Carol, you just give me a ring. I'll be all over that. That's just fascinating that you do that, and you do. There's a lot of labor and craftsmanship that goes into all of this.
In the restaurant business, you never know when your restaurant will be packed with customers. Hi, this is Nathan from Arctic Food Equipment. Now is the best time to schedule a tune-up of your equipment. When our factory-trained technicians come out, they will make sure your belts are tight, your ice machine is clean, and it passes health inspection, and that your stove is cooking just right. We not only have a parts department, but also a huge 10,000 square foot showroom too. Call your local family-owned restaurant supply company, Arctic Food Equipment, at 1501 South Enterprise.
At Arctic Food Equipment, your success is our business always.
If I understand right, when someone comes to work here, there's a pretty intensive training program, and not just, you just don't walk in on day one and just grab the, and put stuff in a cone, and there's training, big time, right?
Yes, there is. There's a lot of training. We have manuals, and we go through it. We don't turn our back on them. They have to have a lot of hours before they're able to do a lot of things, and the baking and all of that is done. The managers do it, and then assistant managers, and then if you have a shift lead that finally gets to where we feel like they're well trained, and we let them do it. But yeah, it's all done. We're very, very picky about all of that stuff. You can't have the best custard in the world and not put the best ingredients in the custard. You just have to remember that. Or at least that's what we think anyway.
I think whatever you're thinking, keep thinking it, because I think you're onto something here. Did I read on your web that you're the largest dessert or among the largest dessert only maybe in the world?
Yeah, I don't. That would be a question for Andy. He would know that, and of course he's not here. He's in another meeting. So,
you've expanded so much.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. I think it's possible because we have I shouldn't even say this because I'm not sure how many stores we have with franchise and corporate, maybe 160 or 70 now. It's quite a few. So, yeah.
Do you visit each and every one of those stores?
I haven't visited all of them.
Okay.
Andy visits them, and I've been in a lot of them. I've been to a lot of them. And we have meetings with our owners, and we have meetings with the other managers. And so I'm always at all of those meetings. I love being with them. We just had one in Kansas City with all of the franchisees and the owners. And it's fun because they have great ideas, too. And it's so nice that we get to be with all these people, that are interested and care about this business.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you think back to those days in the lake back in the 80s, I think you said 85 was your
when
first.
We started.
Okay.
We started in 85 and we opened in March of 86 in a snowstorm. But we were determined. It was our day we were going to do it, and it was snowing.
I love that story. I mean, who doesn't want frozen custard? I don't care what the weather's doing outside. And judging by your drive-thrus, one after the other, neither does anybody else. Did you ever dream? Did you ever dream it would be what it is today?
No, never. Mm-mm. No, we just wanted our own business, and we worked hard, and that's all we cared about. We wanted a good product. We wanted to. My deal is, if you take care of your employees, they'll take care of your customers, and that's kind of the way we've ran our business. So,
do you ever get a day off, Carol? You're in this business. You are in it.
You're in it. Off. I get a day off when I'm not here. When I go to the NASCAR races. I like racing.
Okay, so when there's a good race to be had, they'll find Carol there. Otherwise, you're going to find you running back and forth between the restaurants. You spend a lot of time at the one in Branson, correct?
Yes, I do, and especially in the summer. Now, in the winter, I only go maybe 3 times a week, but in the summer, I go a lot. And I work at night on the weekends, only because it's just so busy. It's just, you have this very short season in Branson, Missouri. And our business is very, very seasonal. And so it's a little overwhelming. And so I'm usually down there on the weekends in the summer when it's busy. I love it. It's the most wonderful thing. It's just kind of like a 3-ring circus at all times, and it's just fun. But we're busy and we work hard. But I like to be there.
Who came up with the Jackhammer?
Andy definitely came up with the Jackhammer. He is the one and I have no idea where it would be interesting. I don't know where he got the idea. I really don't, but he definitely came up with it.
Well, God bless him. Who cares? That's when you drill, kind of put a big hole in the middle of the concrete, and you just fill it with like a caramel or a fudge or something.
Yes, and that was, I can remember him getting these tools, trying to make the hole, and I mean, it was an experience. All of this, when you try new and different things, it takes a while to really make it right, and so we finally got it where it was simple for the employees to do.
Talk about your employees. You think a lot of your staff. You employ a lot of people.
Yes, I don't know how many. Here in town, we probably have. It probably gets close to 200 on our season, and we have employees that have been here for over 30 years, which is unbelievable.
Really?
Yes, my managers. I have my manager at James River has been here for. We hired her when she was 16. And she went to high school, to college, got married, had 2 children. Her last one is in her last year of college. And so we've watched her grow up. The one at Republic, same thing, basically. So we've got a lot of employees that have been here at least 10 years, and some of them 30 years.
Isn't that fun? I mean, it's really like a family.
Yes, it is. You know them very well, and you would do anything. My little manager out there, she started when she was 16, and she did the same thing. Went through high school, college, and her oldest son is getting ready for college. So yeah, they've been with us. It makes life a lot easier.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it really does.
It does, but you wouldn't know it from your schedule because you'd never stop.
Well,
Carol never stops.
I know, but they do so much for me. I have so many good employees, and they are always ready to step up and do it. So we couldn't do this without them. We would not be as successful here in Springfield. And I will tell you, it's just been hard in other markets where you start these markets and you have to start from scratch. And it's not been easy. So it's tough. It really is. You know, we started just John and I, one store at a time, but we've grown so much in the last few years, and it's just it's hard, very hard to get the right people. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah. Well, you're certainly doing it well. The franchising too. Yes. I mean, that's a big deal to be able to start a franchise, and you've got lots of franchisees out there.
Yes, we do. Actually, we have more franchise stores than we have corporate. I do know that. But most of them do a good job. You know, we don't have a lot of problems. This isn't a business where you get lots of complaints usually. Yeah. It's kind of a happy business, and the puppy dogs and the kids love it. So, yeah. But most of our franchisees try to do a good job.
Oh, I know. My little Chico loves a pup cone. Love to get a pup cone. I've got a million videos of him in the parking lot enjoying the pup cone. Isn't it the best?
I know. It's so fun. Oh, it is so fun. And in Branson, the kids just line up out front, you know, to watch the Custard come out. And, of course, we have lots of puppies in Branson. But that's a fun store because the patio gets real full. There's lots, you know, everybody walks up there. So it's fun to watch the kids.
Well, and people who haven't been to an Andy's yet may not know you don't come in and sit down.
No.
You stay outside.
Yes, you stay outside. We have a drive-through and a walk-up.
Mm-hmm. With heaters in the winter.
Yes, we have heaters and yes, benches and heaters, and our patios are actually. I was in Branson this morning, it was this morning about 2:00. I left or so, and there was a couple sitting out on the patio, and I mean it was just really foggy today, but they were sitting out on the patio eating their custard. So
anytime is a good time for, and yes. You see people in the summer. A lot of times they'll be. The parking lot is full. People standing around. Some people sitting in their cars, on their cars.
Yes.
It's just a little bit like a party.
It is. Yeah. It's just a gathering place, and it is cool. It's very cool. A lot of people meet here. So.
Oh, it's so much fun. I can remember when I first came to this town, and this was back in the late 90s. A friend of mine, and I hope she hears this, Teresa Petrie, I anchored and reported with her at Cullerton for years. She said, "What do you mean you never had an Andy's?" I said, "I've driven by there, but well, come on, get in the car." And so we went, and she introduced me to my first, I guess it's Ozark turtle. Oh, it was amazing. What is your best seller?
We sell tons and tons of strawberries. We sell lots and lots of hot fudge, chocolate. Those probably, on the candy side, we probably sell Oreo cookies. Mm-hmm. We sell lots of cookies. And cookie dough. Cookie dough. We sell lots of cookie dough. I don't know. It's kind of even, but I would say the strawberries, especially in the summer, it's unbelievable.
Okay, there's like the strawberry shortcake and the different strawberry concretes. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if there was like one certain concrete that was the one, seems to be across the board. Is there any particular one? Or do you even pay attention?
I'd say just a plain strawberry concrete, I would say. And the shakes, I would say a chocolate shake or a chocolate malt. We sell lots and lots of shakes and malts. and they're just pretty tasty.
I have never had a shake or a malt
You
here.
should get
I will. I'll have to try that. You've got like a new latte type of drink, like a new coffee.
It's very good. I think they make it with. You can have hot fudge, or you can have caramel for sure. Yes, it's really tasty. It really is.
What's your next thing? You can tell me. By the way, is there any something you're coming up with new?
Yeah, there is. We are going to have a ooey gooey butter cake.
Oh,
it is so good.
Very St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, it's ooey gooey. And it is. It's really, it's good. It's better than the one we're having just for the 2 days. What I say,
the red velvet.
Yeah, I like the ooey gooey.
That'll be good.
Yeah, and I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know, but it's coming.
Well, that's good news. That's good news. So I want to make a suggestion while we're here. You ever do lemon, like a lemon meringue?
You know, Dana had a lemon bar, and we tried it, and it was good. Now, we haven't got it on the agenda yet, but we did try it, and it was good. So, yes, we might do that.
Okay. Go Dana. Dana being your daughter-in-law.
Yes.
I'm a big lemon person, and I need it to be tart.
Yes.
Like I love a good tart lemon.
I do, too.
Yeah.
I like that, too. Also, I forgot to tell you, we are going to have ice cream cookies. Custard cookies.
Oh, like this, like cookie
homemade
sandwich.
Yeah. We're making homemade chocolate chip cookies, and we're putting the custard on them and making them ourselves here in the store. We haven't started that yet, and not all of my employees know about it. So I got to spring it on them slowly.
Oh, they'll love it. They'll be firing up the ovens. Yeah.
More work.
More to do.
But it's worth it because it's really good. The kids will like it, and you can take it home. It's frozen, and I'm going to sell them maybe like a 4-pack or something, and you can take them home if you don't want to eat them here. So it's just another little add-on for take home.
Speaking of take home, there is one that I love, and it's that raspberry one with the chips in it. Girl, that is magical. Every now and again, I get that and a spoon, and I eat part of it on the way home, and then I stick it in the freezer and have some later. It's fantastic.
Yes, that is a good product. That's one of our best sellers. We do have another one right now that we brought it out this winter, is the chocolate malt, and it is so good. It is just really it's like a chocolate malt, but it's frozen in pints. And so you might try that too.
I do love a malt, and not everybody that gets a shake has ever had. I know people that never had a malt, and I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you, but it just is a good flavor.
It is. It's a powder. It's a malt powder, and it's very, and some people don't use the real, I don't know, they have syrups and they have all kinds of things, but we use the old-fashioned malt powder, and it is. And this little take-home, this pint, it has chocolate syrup and malt in it, and it's good. It's very good. And I'll have to say that my little granddaughter, Leah, is the one that figured that out. We do these half pints for the Royals, and she takes care of that in Kansas City. And so she came up with the recipe on how to make this, and it's one of their good sellers, so we sell it here.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that, and I like the way sometimes you come up with a special recipe that sort of has to do with the local area, like the Boot Daddy. And then I've seen like a Mizzou flavor.
Yes.
How do you come up with those?
Well, there again, I think, we just trial and error. And the one in Mizzou, that's our franchise that does that over there. So we just start tasting things, and we have a one for our race car driver, Cole Custard, and he was involved in that. He got to taste things, and so he kind of picked out that. Really? So yeah, we just kind of, it's like I say, it's trial and error, and you want it to be something that people are going to want, and so you have to be kind of careful. We always said that when we put something in our custard, if it doesn't stand alone, we can't put it in our good custard. So that means if you can't eat that cake or that whatever you're putting in there by itself, then we probably don't want it. And so that was always our test back in the old days. We always, if it doesn't stand alone, it's not good enough. So
it's a little bit like cooking with wine. You know, you want to use a wine that you would drink on its own. You don't want to use something that tastes bad or just has the name. It's got to be good.
That's right. That's it. And I think that's probably the way most people, most chefs, most restaurants, that's how we all think. We're foodies. We want the best. So, and you know, it does get a little pricey. The supplies and everything is kind of it's you have to really be careful and you have to watch your labor and everything else because things are a lot more expensive. So it's hard, but we do it.
You do it, and you churn that. I mean, if we went back there right now, the machines would be churning out that fresh custard every single day. So it's not like you're going to drive up and say, you know, I want my such and such concrete, and it's going to be something that was just left over, you dragged out of the freezer.
Right.
This is fresh.
Made fresh hourly. We don't we make it, yes. And a lot of times, like you say, the machines are running all the time because when you're busy, they're running all the time. And that's the very best custard you can have. You know, it doesn't set in the dip well or anything. It just comes out of the machine and you're using it. So, yeah, that's important. Very.
Does it surprise even you, Carol, when you drive by one of your stores and you see, like on a summer night, you see all those people and you see all those cars around the drive-thru? Do you just kind of go, wow, this is wild?
I know, I do, but I'm I know my product's really good. And I'm thinking, I don't know where they can get it that it's any better. That's terrible. I'm not that's just the way it is, you know.
So you're not surprised, nor should you be, that people love what they're there for.
Yeah, because we think it's very special. My goodness, when we had it, and like I said, I'm a connoisseur of ice cream. I always have been. I've been to every ice cream shop everywhere. And it's just like, oh, no, it's not as good as ours. You know, and so it's just, and I can't take the credit. I can take the credit for us making it in the store, but our mix company is the ones that make the great mix and the perfect mix, and it's always the same every time. You got to hand it to the dairy. I mean, you know, they're the ones that do it, and they send it down to us, and of course we can't make it and set it in a freezer and then try to serve it. We have to make it the way we're supposed to make it, so it's always fresh. But yeah, they're the ones with the good ingredients. So
you and I are sitting on the store on South Glenstone right now. Can you even guess as to how many items would go out the door on the average on a typical day? I guess it varies. I mean, summer to winter.
Vary. And I just did the deposits, and it's all on there, and I don't even know because I didn't pay any attention. It gets to, you know, you just kind of, and we have, we check our stuff like once a week. We see what we've done and how many customers we have and all of this. So my daily stuff, I kind of put everything out of my mind and just do what I have to do. And so I don't really think about it. But I'm not sure how many. Maybe I know in the summer, gosh, I don't even want to tell you because I don't know how many tickets. We have ours goes by tickets, you know, like 1,000 tickets or 2,000 tickets, and there might be so many items on each ticket.
Yeah, there may be one on the ticket, or there may be 10 on the ticket. It's hard to tell. Unbelievable. So, all those Andy's cups in and out. Oh, and by the way, speaking of promotion, Chapel Roan, who just finished filming, you know, this carpool karaoke, I think it was in Republic.
Yes.
She said she'd really rather have a custom Andy's than a Grammy, and she got her Grammy. So you better be ready to serve up little Andy's for Miss Chapel.
Oh, yeah, we'll serve her anytime she comes. Yeah, she was here. She was at our Sunshine. She wanted to go to the Sunshine store a few weeks ago. can't remember, but it was several weeks ago. But yeah, she comes.
Yeah, that was it. That was at West Sunshine. That's right. Okay, because I was.
I think maybe that's where she used to go, and yeah, that must be it because she wanted to go out there, so that's where she went.
Well, there was a buzz because people saw her, and it started filling in social media, and I thought, there was a camera crew, but I thought, well, who could blame her for going to Andy's, for crying out loud? That was quite a little bit of promotion right there. I thought that was great.
It was.
So, Carol Kuntz, what is your favorite go-to when you want a treat from Andy's?
Okay, I guess it kind of depends on when it is. I like the root beer freeze. It's like a root beer float, but it's like a shake. You blend it. Mm-hmm. So the root beer freeze or the cream freeze is wonderful, and I like the cherry bash. I'm a cherry person, and that is so good. So it's kind of depends on what I want or what I'm doing. The hot fudge is good too.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, it is good. Most of it is good. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm just delighted with this. I'm very proud of Andy's because I'm proud to live here and have been here all these years and have watched it grow. And when I go out of town and I see it, I just think, wow, what a success story. And it's only up from here. Carol Kuntz, you and your family, all of you, your employees.
My employees.
Thank you.
Yes, we couldn't do this without everybody. And we do love our customers. We couldn't do it without our customers. We always tell them they're the ones paying your salary. So let's be nice to everybody. And so we're really big on service. It's very, very important, and it makes me sad when I get a complaint from someone that they didn't they didn't treat the customer right. So we teach that a lot, but we could not do this by ourselves. We have to have our great employees. We really it helps, and our wonderful customers. So
we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Carol Kuntz, thank you.
Thank you. It's been fun.
It has been delicious.
Yes.
By the way, let me throw this in. Your Handy Dandy Andy app. Oh, I just made that up. The Handy Dandy Andy app. The app is fantastic. So if you're out there listening, make sure you download the app, and then you get rewarded after a certain amount. So thanks for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. Yes, we have the it's the loyalty or the whatever it is. But yeah, you should always use that.
Oh yeah, you get your magic number.
Yes.
Go get your rewards. Okay, yes. Now I'm really going to wrap it up. Carol, thanks.
Thank you. It's been fun. Thanks, Joy.
Be sure to go to AroundTheOzarks.com to sign up for our daily newsletter where you can get every episode of Savor the Ozarks, plus all our other podcasts, events, and contests straight to your inbox. And what are your favorite dishes in the 417? Do you have any restaurants you'd like me to visit? Email me at joy@AroundTheOzarks.com.